Greetings, friends, and welcome to Captain Samuel's Sacred Sphere. The Gate, the Girl, and the Dragon is a brand new book released in May of 2025. It's by Taiwanese-American author Grace Lin, and it is youth fantasy. She's the author of the well-known youth fantasy book Where the Mountain Meets the Moon, which I also reviewed on my channel and loved. Now, a common theme in her books is generosity, so I actually pre-ordered this book with the extra fancy edition that's got the designs on the letter block, and it's also signed by the author with a dedication to my local library because I bought it and then donated it to them. And it came with a little placard for Porter Square Books, which is where I pre-ordered it from. I'm not sponsored or endorsed by them, just stating the facts of where I got it from. And it also came with a little pin of a lion holding the sacred sphere. And the library said it was okay for me to keep this, so I'm going to put that on my hat. The book is also fully illustrated by the author. Every chapter has little pictures at the top of it. And then you've also got some beautiful full-color illustrations as well. Very nice. So the book itself is a lovely work of art. So what is the story about? Well, this is about Gongshi, and they are spirits which reside in statues, and they have the duty to protect humans in different ways. When the Gongshi aren't in the human world, they live in the Gongshi world, which is a paradise. There's a special gate which the Gongshi use to travel between the Gongshi world and the human world, and its power comes from a special artifact, the Sacred Sphere. The Sacred Sphere is composed of interconnected circles which form myriad flowers. It is a symbol that all life is interconnected. What happens to one has an impact on all. Jin, the Gongshi of a lion cub statue, thinks it's boring to protect people and neglects his duties, accidentally knocking the Sacred Sphere into the human world, where it's stolen by a grief-stricken sculptor. Jin goes after it, but once he passes through, the gate is closed, separating the human and Gongshi worlds with cataclysmic results for both worlds. On his quest to recapture the sphere and return to the Gongshi world, Jin meets a wide variety of characters on his quest. A mysterious girl wandering the streets, a worm which claims it's a dragon, a sea dragon which helps people for a cost, street vendors expecting a baby, and a giant bell with a woman's spirit trapped inside. The book's story focuses on themes of interconnection, responsibility, love, forgiveness, spirituality, grief, and healing. So what did I like and not like about the book? Well, I found it tricky to keep track of the nature of each character. Which character was a Gongshi? Which character was a sentient statue? Which character was a statue turned to human or animal form? Which character was a trapped spirit seeking death? And which characters were humans were all tricky to keep track of and got a bit confusing. There was also a lot of talk discussing the particular rules of how certain magic or abilities worked, and I had a hard time keeping up with all the corner case scenarios of, for example, what happens if a human statue girl rings the giant bell versus if a Gongshi turned to lion cub rings the giant bell, and so forth. I also found that the tone of this book felt more melancholy than Where the Mountain Meets the Moon. Grace Lin and I are both Americans, and I got the sense that she's really struggling with a lot of the things that many Americans are struggling with these days, such as the pandemic, natural disasters, and the rise of ignorant, belligerent political forces, because these are all obliquely referenced in the book. The characters come to grips with some hard and painful issues, but it's done in an entertaining, graceful, moving way. Just like when I read Where the Mountain Meets the Moon, this book had me crying some manly tears. The individual stories of each character and the lore of the world are all interwoven into a beautiful literary tapestry. Grace Lin is an engaging storyteller who knows when to reveal information to keep the reader amazed with an aha moment, and when to withhold some info to keep a sense of mystery. The Gate, the Girl, and the Dragon is a beautifully illustrated, entertaining, heartfelt book to soothe the soul during difficult times. I give it 5 stars out of 5, 4 for the story itself, plus an extra star for the lovely illustrations. Share for watching. Zaijian.